And boom, monkeys, we are live. Welcome back to the Crypto Boogie channel. Welcome this Friday night. We're going to tear up the freaking charts. We're going to hit up some memes, hit up a fucking badass fragrance of the day. Moonpill Rational Optics. I see that you're in the chat, amigo. Guess what? We're going to cover DOT today too, man. Some of the coins we are going to cover. We're going to cover Bitcoin on the daily and on the weekly. We're going to cover a little bit of ETH. ETH did make a couple of moves. Shout out to Agent J. Prior to this stream, we were live on Twinkie's channel, so make sure you guys give a follow to Mr. Angry Twinkie. That one cat, Agent J from the DGen Roundtable, was there with us, and we had a fire-ass freaking stream. We have to cover Pulse Chain. Of course, I did cover Pulse Chain in the last stream as well, but I know a lot of people that come to my freaking YouTube channel didn't know about that YouTube freaking channel, that YouTube video we recently did. So I want to be redundant. I want to cover it with you guys a little bit more. We're going to cover a little bit of EHEX, a little bit of TON, and dude, exactly where I called Hedron would go, it went. So shout out to Sloth. He was not happy about that, man. I told him we're going to go for a dip on freaking Hedron, and that's exactly what happened, bro. He wasn't happy with that. But hey, dude, I'm probably going to buy a little bit more Hedron because I am bullish on that token. We're also going to hit up the freaking memes. Shout out to the first Moonganger in the chat, and that is freaking Nellyville. Alpha Time Monkeys, damn straight. Nellyville, you're going to love the freaking fragrance we're going to cover today, homie, and it is extremely affordable, dude. Extremely, extremely affordable. Know what I'm saying? Now, shout out to this cat here, Mr. Angry Twinkie. I am going live again, yeah, better believe it. Again, being redundant, cat. Follow this guy's channel, bro. His fundamental analysis is freaking gangster, dude. So, dude, the data that we just got on there was fresh. So you guys can end up following it there and see what's going on with the fundamental analysis as we hit the shit up, dog. Know what I'm saying? Now, do me a favor, cats. If you guys have a hard time hearing me, let me know, because I did activate a new feature on this on StreamYard, which permits me to freaking edit out background noise. And right now my dog's barking in the background because he wants to come inside the house. So he's gonna have to suck it up, stay outside a little bit. It is a cool night. Who else is here? Let's see who else is here. Freaking Willie B. Long. Hey, what's up, dog? How you doing? You know, this is the very first Moonganger I ever met, man. Fucking Willie, bro. This guy is a ton of fun to hang out with, bro. We met up at PulseCon. We had a fucking couple tequilas, bro, and we ended up freaking gambling at the tables, bro. We did lose some money, but dude, it was so much fun, bro. I had a good time freaking drinking it up with this cat and freaking playing freaking roulette. We got my other amigo here, large and in charge. Smash the like button and subscribe. Leave a comment on the chat. Hey, he's not lying, monkeys. Let me give you a heads up as to what's happening with my channel so you guys know. I think the alpha that I give is pretty damn good. The past week, I conducted a total of 5 videos. 5. You know how many subscribers I got? 2. So that lets me know that a lot of people that YouTube is suppressing my algorithm. So I would really appreciate if you guys like the video and share the video. Also share the video on Twitter. The more likes I get, the more followers I get. This motivates me more to help you guys out. So food for thought, guys. Food for freaking thought. We also got my homie here, Moonpill Rational Optics, and mate Seuss. Hey, what's up, man? 5 a.m. Sunday. Hey, dude, I'm glad I got you, bro. I'm glad I got you. And then we got Nellyville, $400 shots, bro. Dude, you heard that story. You heard that? No $500 shots, bro. I think we weren't pounding that freaking Clase Azul tequila, dude. We were just doing freaking Jimador, dude. You know what? Maybe I'll include a little bit of my freaking tequila freaking collection that I have too, man. All right, let's move on to the freaking memes. We got one meme, and then I want to show you cats a video on Marine Corps boot camp. And this was reminiscent of the time when I was there, and it was an eye-opener. I don't know, my homie's still there, but he was saying that it's still just as hard. Hopefully it is, bro. I mean, we got to keep our troops well trained, bro. We can't be softening up because our enemies ain't softening them up. Of course, I'm not advocating for freaking foreign wars that have nothing to do with the United States, i.e. sending dinero over to Ukraine. I'm not a fan of that shit, or other countries around the world when we got our problems here. know what I'm saying? But you know the way freaking politicians are, man. They're in the freaking pockets of Lockheed Martin and all these other big corporations, and us little guys get screwed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's hit up the freaking memes, son. Let's hit up the freaking memes, and then we'll do that short video so you guys can check it out, man. It's gonna be an entertaining night. Now, for you guys that don't like fragrance or not big into fragrance, bro, I am gonna absolutely drop a complete gem of a fragrance that is affordable, man, and you guys can use this shit. Trust me. Stick around. This fragrance is gonna be freaking bomb, dude. All right. Let's move on to the memes, son. Let's move on to the memes. And talking about tequila, we've got a meme related to that. We all got that one homie, man, that one friend after 2 drinks. And be advised, guys, after I play this sucker, I would not be surprised this video gets freaking flagged, bro, because I don't know if this song's gonna be permitted or not. So let's see what this entails. That one friend after 2 drinks. That is hilarious, man. Everybody's got that one homie, man, that starts freaking shadow boxing with himself or completely starts doing push-ups, bro, after he's had a freaking couple of drinks, dude. Oh, yeah, dude. That's hilarious, dude. All right, let's move on to the next freaking video. Oh, yeah. Let's move on to the next video. This is pretty cool, dude. This is a pretty cool video of Marine Corps boot camp, what it was like when I was there. Let me just verify. Let me pull this sucker up. Yeah, this is some motivational shit, son. This is the shit we had to go through when I was there, homie. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's play this sucker, bro. Let's see what this sucker entails.
No fucking way. What do you mean? Who said he couldn't go to the course? Who said?
No one's crying to the corpsman.
Who's this? Did the corpsman say he could go to the course? Open your goddamn mouth, ass! I'll give you a freaking reason to be goddamn dehydrated! Open your freaking mouth!
Alright, sir.
What are you saying? Why did we not go to the course?
He wasn't feeling good.
Why did we not go through my course?
He had a headache.
Someone told us to sit down, sir.
Why are you talking so slow to me like you think I'm gonna buy all this freaking dramatic crap? You better start sounding off with some freaking volume, short, sharp, and fast right freaking now. Hold your fucking head up before I freaking hurt you. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Get a freaking attitude with me. Fuck with me. Fuck with me.
Alright, sir.
What is our freaking problem?
No, sir.
What?
He started feeling better when everyone was done with the course. That's an amazing thing.
Is that right?
No, sir.
Tell me, that was not what you said to the freaking corpsman. Did you? Did you? You told him you're feeling better.
You didn't tell the corpsman that. You didn't tell the corpsman that. Did you or didn't you?
Kurt told the
You keep
corpsman
whispering too.
feeling better after he started to hydrate.
Why? Why were you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated?
Kurt's no, sir.
I'll tell you why! Because you're not feeling the goddamn water! Good motherfucker. Good.
Alright, sir.
Because I'm gonna get the goddamn training out of your ass! You owe me that course times 10! You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Hey, one reason you're dehydrated
Get away. Get away before you get murdered.
Alright, sir.
Get away.
Is that as fast as you can move? Is that as fast as you can move? You better move faster than that.
And that, my friends, is what Marine Corps boot camp was like when I was there, dude. Now, you notice that he was telling the recruit, hey, why were you damn dehydrated? I remember when I was going through freaking boot camp in San Diego, drill instructor said, we are going to light you up if we find out during field week that you're peeing yellow. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, because when you urinate yellow, that means you're not consuming enough water. When you're urinating clear, that means you're clearly hydrated. You know what I'm saying? And dude, oh my freaking goodness, bro. I remember freaking field week was harder than the freaking crucible, son. And I remember my best friend dude, the dude peed yellow, bro. Dude, the drill instructors got in so much trouble, bro. They got in so much freaking trouble, dude, because he peed freaking yellow. Yes, they inspect your urine, bro. They make you freaking pee in a cup and shit like that. Like if it was a drug test. And if you pee yellow, bro, oh my freaking goodness, bro. They act like it's the end of the freaking world, dude. So after my homie did that shit, the whole freaking platoon, bro, we ended up freaking not sleeping that night because everybody had to pull fire watch. Now, fire watch is when you stay up 1 hour out of the night and then you wake up the next recruit so he can end up taking over the next shift. Well, drill instructors weren't having that, man, because that one recruit ended up freaking urinating yellow. They made us freaking doggone all stay up for fire watch that whole freaking night, man. So we went up about freaking 2 days without sleep because of that. She was gangster, man. That's the way the Marine Corps was back in the day. I'm hoping that it's still that way. They said they got rid of the rucksacks and now they're only utilizing freaking regular patrol packs, dude. And them rucksacks would get really heavy, bro, especially when you're on that freaking 8th mile with all that kit on your back. You know what I'm saying? That was probably one of the tougher things of boot camp, man. The humping. Humping means road march for you guys that don't know. I think the Army uses that term. You know what I'm saying? And then Large in Charge is asking, Boogie, did you do that obstacle course at Camp Pendleton? Yeah, I sure did, man. I was up at Edson Range. All Marines on the on the West Coast end up going to Edson Range and stuff like that, man. But yeah, it was some good times, man. Miserable times put together with the funnest. Greatest times of my life. Greatest times of my life. Let's move on to Bitcoin now that we've covered that. Now, this is currently the value of Bitcoin. Let's see what we're at. Not this one, but this one. Bitcoin's current value is at about 51,585. I did mention in the prior stream that we did pump up all the way over here, and it does seem like we are going in a downward fashion. Next area of support is approximately here at about $50,000, or as this chart says, 50,107. It could be a possibility that we do end up revisiting that, but note, this EMA ribbon entails that there is going to be volatility and it is opening up. Whenever you have your EMA ribbon open up, that entails that there's going to be volatility, and it does seem like it wants to go to the upside, at least with this candle that was printing. Now, I think when I was live with Agent J and Twinkie, this candle was slightly red, but again, that's just UTC time, and it's only been really open for about 3 hours. So let's see what it entails. We did end up dipping slightly for the 30-day cycle out of the 60-day cycle, and that signifies this red line here. And we do have the 200 EMA pushing us to the upside, but it is way below the value of Bitcoin. And the closest thing to us right now is this freaking trend line at about 50,000 flat. Now, which day are we on Bitcoin cycle? If I grab this indicator here and we push the sucker out, we're at about day 33. The next big time dip we could end up getting should be around March the 8th. And if we push it all the way up to about freaking day 60, possibly the 23rd. Now, I like being a bear. I've always enjoyed being a bear, I guess, because I've never really experienced a bull run where I can sell. So I get a little bit of euphoria when I end up seeing something on the chart. It ends up playing out, and then I end up buying what I ended up foreseeing. That really freaking, that gives me a hard on, man. So I am hoping that we do end up dipping a little bit more. I mean, the trend does seem like it wants to come down, but yesterday's recent candle did pump us up. I am hoping we do come for a dip here at approximately $50,000 flat. And if it does end up going that way, we could even touch around 48,500. Now, this is the Bitcoin chart on the daily. Let me show you guys another chart that I do have, but let's check out the freaking let's check it out on the weekly and see what the weekly entails. All right, now this is Bitcoin on the weekly. I originally had this freaking candle up over here. Not this candle, this Elliott wave up over here. Bring the sucker a little bit down. Pull this sucker down this way. Because of the Elliott wave cycle and how everything's playing out with the Elliott wave, this is why I am under the assumption that Bitcoin will probably dip, possibly here to about $40,000 flat. Of course, now, mind you, 2 to 3 is always the most aggressive of all 5 Elliott wave cycles. So you got 0 to 1 that completed, and 0 to 1 cannot be bigger than 2 to 3. 2 to 3 by and large has to be the largest freaking rally we do have. Now, something that can happen, as you guys can see, I have these green freaking candles or these green trend lines right here, which were acting as a symmetrical triangle, and we did break past that. Now, one of the things that can occur with this Elliott wave cycle, I can push this sucker all the way to the all-time high of about 69,179. Then in turn, we would end up freaking dipping once we get to there to about the last portion of the Fibonacci level, which is this white line here. And that would be back at around about around 49,313 before we would end up making price discovery on wave 5. Now, we have no idea where wave 5 could take us, for the reason being that that would be price discovery and a new all-time high for freaking Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying that once we finish this freaking 5th portion of the Elliott wave cycle, let's say it goes, let's do a weak ass 5th portion wave. Let's put it down here to about 72. You know what I'm saying? Let's say that does happen. That does not mean that we cannot approach the $120,000 mark. It just means that once we finish the cycle, we'll probably go into a corrective wave of ABC, and then we would probably end up continuing to rally all the way up into 2025, possibly up to 120,000, maybe if we're really bullish up to 172. Now, shout out to freaking doggone Large and in Charge. Last stream, he did mention something of the effect, what if we make it up to 100,000 this year? What if that happens? What is that going to entail? If we make it up to 100,000 this year, it would not surprise me that next year in 2025, we would be up to 165. That would not surprise me. Or maybe even up to 172. Now, if we only make, I would say, let's say we only hit about 70 or 80,000 this year, or 90,000, then I would probably assume that in 2025, we'd probably end up doing something like maybe 120,000 on Bitcoin. Of course, regardless, as soon as we cross that 100,000 threshold, man, that's when the FOMO is really going to freaking hit, bro. And that's when a lot of people are going to start aping in, and that's where you're going to see a lot of our altcoins start running really, really hard. You know what I'm saying? So let's go over to the chat. Let's see what the chat is saying, and then we'll move on to Ethereum. I also have 2 charts that I want to cover with you cats about freaking Ethereum. You know what I'm saying? All right. And then freaking Nellyville's not into fragrances, haram. And then Larger than Charge, he's asking me a question. Did you do the obstacle course at Camp Pendleton? I think I already answered this one. Yes, I did. And then we got Nellyville talking about where he's from. And then we got a lot of freaking West Coast Hispanics here, man. So shout out to you cats. You know what I'm saying? And then Larger in Charge, I also grew up in El Monte. Well, shout out to you cats. Thank you guys for being here. Again, like the video. Let's move on to Ethereum. So let's see where ETH is going to, man. And Ethereum, Agent J, he was looking at the charts while we were doing our last stream. And he did notice that we did break out of a recent high. Of course, the highest that freaking Ethereum has been is up over here at about 49,000. But we did make a new recent high, which is currently at about 30,017. That's the current value on freaking Bitcoin utilizing the Bitstamp freaking trading chart. And next area of resistance for Ethereum, let's check this out. The EMA ribbon. EMA ribbon is acting as a strong area of support, and it is holding Ethereum up. Now, I'm sure you guys can see that it's opening up as well, and of course, Ethereum's doing the same. Now, Ethereum's next area of resistance, let me go and turn this sucker off. Boom. Is at about, I would say, the next level would be at about 3116. Then I would need to compromise. This would be a tough area to break, 3248, because we have these candles over here. Let me draw that up for you cats right there. And then we have these candles over here as well that are acting as areas of resistance for us. Now, I could say we're really freaking bullish once we're here at about 35.84. Once we hit that and we hold there for about a week, or it's okay if we go up there, retest, come back down to these candles here of about 32.65, and then re-go up and try to freaking battle it out with this area over here of about 41.32. Now, a lot of people are assuming that Ethereum at the least is going to do about $10,000 per coin next bull cycle. Oh, we are in the bull cycle, but at the top of the bull cycle. Some of the more bullish individuals are saying that we may even go up to $32,000 in Ethereum coin. Now, mind you, that is if the ETF is approved. Now, I don't think Gary Gensler is going to freaking ease up anything on Ethereum, at least not now. It may be that if he does approve it, he does it on the last marker when they're permitted to do so. Or else Ethereum's going to have to end up filing a lawsuit. Not Ethereum, but whoever's filing for the Ethereum ETF is going to end up have to end up filing for a lawsuit. Just the same way freaking, I think it was Grayscale did. Was it Grayscale? I think the one ended up filing for a lawsuit, or was it? It wasn't iShares. I forgot who it was. I think it might have been Grayscale that ended up filing a lawsuit with the SEC, and the courts ruled that they can't be capricious and they have to end up approving the ETF. And that's exactly what happened with the Bitcoin ETF. So Ethereum might have to go that route. And usually those type of lawsuits, man, take about 2 to 3 years in order for those to go through. Now, this is not the only chart I wanted to show you cats on Ethereum. There's another one that I have on the weekly, which shows how Ethereum is doing as far as it's within a channel. Let's see. Now, this is my Ethereum chart on the weekly. We could see here, I'm going to remove some of this stuff here if you guys don't mind. I don't want to be too freaking convoluted for you cats. Boom, take that off. Now, Ethereum was following this channel here all the way from November 22nd, and we've been grinding to the upside. It did end up getting a little bit of a dip down here to about 1564, which was a great buying opportunity for me, and I managed to get plenty of Ethereum there, and I think that was at a great price when I got it. You know what I'm saying? Ethereum did compromise this other area here of about 2120, and it shot back within the channel. Now, what I am noticing is that Ethereum is now breaking the channel. It's no longer following the trend within the channel, but now using it as support. And it's trying to break past this barrier here of about 3078. Yeah, about 3091. And then the next area it would need to be would be here at about 3540. And then if we continue climbing to the upside, next area would be 4069. And then the next area after that would be at about 4872. Once we get past all those areas, Ethereum's going to go into price discovery, and we're going to see what it really does as it no longer has resistance to the downside. You know what I'm saying? So it could be that Ethereum does pump a lot harder, especially after we compromise those areas. For you guys that don't understand why, is because every time we have these conglomerate of candles that bunch up, when we're going up there, it has a hard time breaking those points. Hence why you do see that we do end up a little bit of this freaking scaffolding as we go to the upside. As you guys can see here, we end up coming down and going back up. And that's all because of support resistance. Now, I know a lot of you senior crypto people know exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm mentioning this for the brand new boots, for the brand new noobs that are in the freaking stream that have no idea what I'm talking about. And I'm rather sympathetic to those people because I remember for a long period of time, I was in that area, not understanding what was going on. And I was trying to put freaking, I would send messages in the freaking comments as far as the chats would, as far as the videos would go, and I would never get a response, and I never knew what was going on. So hence why I do break it down a little bit more for you cats, because I know where you guys are coming from. You know what I'm saying? So that pretty much covers the Ethereum chart. Let's move on to a little bit of Pulse Chain, son. Let's see what Pulse Chain is doing. And again, I apologize for being redundant, cats. I did show this on the last stream, but a lot of people that weren't on Twinkie's channel didn't get to see me do this technical analysis. So I will continue showing you cats as to what's going. You know what I'm saying? All right, we did have a little bit of a rounding top pattern here, and that usually entails we end up breaking to the downside. Now, in order for the rounding top pattern to finish off, let me go grab this sucker, push the sucker down. We would have to come revisit this area of about 4 zeros and a 1181. Right now, we're at 3 zeros and a 1255. I am hoping that we do come down to this Fibonacci area of about 3 zeros and a 1190. So I could end up getting a little bit more pulse chain. Now, pulse chain just does seem like it finished its cycle low for its 20-day cycle. And the low was here at about, where was it at? And that was yesterday at about 1219, 3 zeros and a 1219. So that was 15 days of its cycle. So we could probably assume, if we're not going to continue dipping, that we're going to continue this way till about day 14, which would be about March 8th, ballpark, all the way to about March 15th. Around that time frame is when we can see a new dip on pulse chain. It may be a new lower low, or it may end up being a new freaking higher low. I am hoping that we do end up dipping some more, but only time will tell. Areas we do have to compromise pulse chain in the immediate time frame is at about 3 zeros and a 1567. And that's because of these two candles right here. I'm sure you guys can see them. Let me go ahead and draw them out for you cats. These two candles right here. We see the top of this wick. It's touching this top portion of the Fibonacci over here, and that price point is displayed on the right-hand side at 3 zeros at a 1561 on this side. Now, overall, what price do we need to get to so we can go into new price discovery and not have to freaking battle freaking doggone resistance to the upside? And that would be here at about 3 zeros and a 2883. Once we compromise that, then we're pretty much in the free to continue running to the upside, and we don't have a lot of resistance. Now, I'm sure you cats can see, let me put the sucker on the weekly. I'm sure you cats can see this orange trend line that I do have here. Of course, these were developing on the daily, and the only reason I'm using the freaking the weekly so I could see a little bit clearer, you could see that these candles here were forming that pattern. So technically, this would be, if we were to beat this area, we would end up meeting it here at about 3 zeros and a 5681 ballpark. So that's the data I do have on pulse chain. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got on the charts, monkeys. All right, let's go over to a little bit of Hex. Now, Hex did finish its 20-day cycle here, and that was on February 23rd. We ended up getting a hell of a wick down about here, 0.00753. And if you look at about 2 or 3 videos ago, I did mention we would probably end up coming down to that price point. And that's exactly what we did. We came down to that price point. Let me see if I can turn on my moving averages on this bad boy. So yeah, it was supposed to be this blue freaking line right here. And that's a 7-0. Of course, it was a little bit higher and it was touching this point. But it did end up meeting that. So it looks like we're starting a new cycle. And by March 15th, we could end up seeing another freaking dip. And I am assuming that will probably be here at about 2 zeros and a 9.8, which is 98% of a penny. Currently, we're at about 86% of a penny. If you guys don't hold on to freaking EHEX, right now would not be a bad time to get a little bit of EHEX. I am extremely bullish on this. I think it's going to do very well. Let's see the VPVR. Now, the VPVR, what it's entailing is that if you see these bars over here on the right side, the longer the bar, that means the more resistance you have. So hence why it ended up wicking down here past this bar area, but it couldn't bring the candle body all the way down because there's a shitload of support there. Now, if we were to compromise this bar here at about 7 cents, 7.78, then we would probably break down even further all the way down here to about 5 cents. And that's probably why they didn't do that. And the reason I mention that is because the 3 bars under it are a lot smaller than the initial bars where we're at. Of course, we do have some bigger bars to the top side, but once we beat this area of about 91% of a penny and we hold that spot for a little while, we're probably going to rally to the upside and get back to this area here about 98% of a penny. So food for thought, monkeys, food for freaking thought. Let me turn off this VPVR. So those are the deets we have on EHEX. Now, since we already covered EHEX, let's finish off the rest of the freaking not Richard Hart tokens, but the Pulse Chain and Hex tokens. I like to call it the Hex ecosystem instead of the Pulse Chain ecosystem, for the reason being that Hex is outside of Pulse Chain, and a lot of the people that own Pulse Chain are mostly Hexicans. So that's why I like calling it the Hex ecosystem. So let's check out one more coin in the Hex ecosystem, and that is eHedron. Now, if you cats didn't manage to watch my stream with Crypto Sloth, he did drop a lot of freaking data as to what freaking is going to end up happening with freaking Hedron. He did mention that it's better to buy the cheaper of all the Hedrons, for the reason being that we're going to end up swapping it out for a new Hedron that's a little bit more updated. So if you can end up getting some freaking eHedron on PHUX on Pulse Chain side, that would probably be better advisable than getting Pulse Chain Hedron. Now, of course, the liquidity is pretty damn bad. I'm going to go find out right now after I get off the stream. I would end up buying the P Hedron instead. And I am extremely bullish on Hedron. And let me show you cats why. Now, here we go. Now, this is the current value of eHedron. And I remember when I had Crypto Sloth on stream a couple days ago, I think we were trending around this area over here at about 6 zeros and a 3727. And I told them that it seems like we're starting to dip, if anything, and we may end up coming to revisit this point down here, at least to about 6 zeros and a 2904. And the reason I say that is because we do have these 2 candles over here, which are an area of support. Now, as we are coming down, note that this is a little bit like an ascending scallop as we come to the upside, which doesn't provide a lot of support and resistance. You know what I mean? So if it doesn't provide a lot of support and resistance, we usually end up breaking to the downside, which is badass because it means we can buy a little bit more. I am assuming that the lowest we can go on Hedron is possibly here at about 6 zeros at a 2936, and then possibly revisit the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement at about 6 zeros and a 2809. Hopefully, we'll come back down here to about 6 zeros and a 2356, but that is already wishful thinking. You know what I mean? And the reason I say that is because these 2 candles will probably hold it up to the upside, especially if Bitcoin runs pretty damn hard. I think Hedron would not be at a bad buying opportunity right now. Now, if we scroll to the right side of the screen, and let's say we were to put in $100 right now, that would give us approximately 321,130,378 Hedron. And I remember last time I bought Hedron, well, not last time, but I remember when Hedron ended up rallying, dude, I ended up paying close to about $600 for some Hedron, and it ended up going up to about $4,000, give or take. And that was for almost 1 billion Hedron. You know what I'm saying? So right now the prices are half of that. Let's see. Let's put in $600. Let's see what $600 does. $600, yeah, it's about half of that. That'll give us 1 billion Hedron, 926 million. So almost 2 billion Hedron. And if you look at this price point over here, and if you see this red line, you could see. Let me see. Let me put this sucker on the weekly. You could see it's very close to the lowest point Hedron's ever been at. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a bad time to get a little bit of Hedron. Of course, I don't think we'll touch this area of about 6 zeros and a 1662. You know what I'm saying? So food for thought, monkeys. Hedron is at a great value right now, even though we do have a little bit of an ascending scallop. That doesn't mean much. Dude, we have so much room to run to the upside. Now, the highest portions on Hedron here, let's go and check this out, man, that we do have recorded was at about 5 zeros and an 8230. So food for thought, monkeys. And it would not surprise me if we do come revisit this area over here. But I remember that I had bought in this area over here at about 5 zeros and a 1599. And we did end up pushing all the way up over here to about 5 zeros and a 6310, dude. And trust me, the gains were freaking amazing. They were freaking amazing. And I think this is one of the tokens a lot of people are sleeping on right now, man. A lot of people forgot about their Hedron. Lo que es, or what is, freaking fame and Hedron, bro, they provide a lot of utility, homie. A lot of utility to the Hex ecosystem. So I think these are must-have tokens, especially if you want to play a little bit of scratchers, or you want to get a little bit more degen, but not as degen as freaking memes. Hedron is a great option. Of course, I would do eHedron, and I would try to get it on the PHUX freaking exchange. So, food for thought, cats. Food for freaking thought, son. Now, since we covered the Hex ecosystem, let's go ahead and cover the fragrance of the day. Now, this fragrance is a freaking banger, and it is very, very affordable, man. As a matter of fact, this fragrance is at about $44. So, Moonpilled, I know you don't like freaking fragrances too much. It may not be your freaking cup of tea, especially the higher end ones. This one can really do the job. Now, this fragrance, in my opinion, is up there with Yves Saint Laurent freaking tuxedo brand. Now, if you know anything about Yves Saint Laurent, the tuxedo freaking fragrance, that one is close to about $300 to $400, man. And it's only if you have extra cash that you want to buy that shit. Now, that is more of a darker fragrance, and I think this fragrance, you could possibly argue, can compete with that, with the tuxedo, and it's way, way cheaper. Now, I don't know if you cats know this, but car brands do make fragrances, and here we have Mercedes-Benz Club Black, and this is what it looks like, man. It's the juice is super duper dark. The bottle looks super duper elegant. And the button to freaking spray it is here in the back, man. The atomizer is not that bad. I did put on a little bit of this prior to the stream, and it smells freaking amazing. Now, you cats are probably wondering what this fragrance smells like, man. And it is a sweet fragrance. I would use this during the winter or during date night, especially if you can't afford freaking Yves Saint Laurent tuxedo. The vibes I do get from this is a dark vanilla vibe. Now, I looked at the freaking ingredients to this, or the notes, as to what they made it freaking smell like. And the notes were bergamot, which is citrus, which it gives it that little limey freaking scent. But I'm not picking it up with this one. I'm not picking up any bergamot. Maybe my nose ain't picking it up. I am getting a little bit of incense, so it's spicy and it's warm. And I am getting some floral notes to it. It did state that it has jasmine in it as far as scents goes. And of course, being redundant, it is a vanilla or a dark vanilla type fragrance. How long does it last on the skin? I would say approximately 7 hours. So this is a fragrance that you can definitely put on, man. You can overspray it and it'll definitely stick to you, man. And the sillage, meaning that how far it emits, I would say about 1.5 feet ballpark. Or at least that's the proximity of people that gave me a compliment when I was wearing this fragrance. Now, after the dry down, it does evolve. And what I mean by that, as this dries down on your freaking outfit or on your skin, again, it smells like vanilla, but now it's got like a smoky vanilla with cinnamon in it, man. This is a very, very nice fragrance. And it is probably my #1 cheapie fragrance, especially if you want something dark. Dark and sexy, man. This is what you go with, bro. Again, it's called vanilla. It's called Mercedes Club Black. Now, I looked as to who the perfumer was to this, and it's a cat named Oliver Cresp, or I can't pronounce his name, man. It's some type of European name. It's Oliver Cresp. That's the way they call him. And he is a master perfumer. This shit is good, dude. This shit is really good, especially for you cats that want to ape in more crypto into the market. This would be a good choice because it is extremely, extremely affordable. Now, what do I rate this fragrance at on a scale from 1 to 10? I bullshit you not, man. This is a 9.2 out of 10, man. 9.2 monkeys. Very affordable. Get it. I think it's very good, man. And you guys will really enjoy this. How many sprays would I do on this fragrance? Dude, I would do about 12 sprays of this bad boy, man. And it's got a very smoky freaking scent to it after a while. So I really do enjoy this fragrance. I've gotten a good amount of compliments with it too. But I think I wear Tuxedo a little bit more. And I like that one a little bit more. But it's within the same role. It doesn't smell like Tuxedo, but I would say it competes with Tuxedo. In other words, this is a Mustang. Tuxedo is more of a Camaro. Blind buy, definitely, Nellyville. I promise you, you will not be happy. You will be happy, bro. It is blind buy safe, bro. It is definitely blind buy safe, bro. If you like freaking Tuxedo, this will give Tuxedo a run for its money, son, and it's just as affordable. Now, let me show you cats. Let me drop this one in the freaking chat for you cats so you guys can go ahead and order it. Boom. There you go. So you guys can copy it on the chat. Let me see if I can pull it up for you cats so you guys can see where it's at. Let's see. Present, share screen. And if you go to fragrance.net, you can get it pretty damn freaking cheap. As you guys can see here, if you use the coupon, it is $44.09. And I think to get the coupon, you have to have a new email. Just make up another email, dude, and order this sucker, bro. It's definitely worth it, bro. Dude. And it is an EDT. Usually EDTs or eau de toilette don't really last that long on your skin or on your clothing. But for some odd reason, this one does, dude. This one's amazing. I highly recommend it, dude. Highly, highly recommend it for you cats. Now, bear with me, guys, if you don't mind. Bear with me. I want to pull something up really fast. Boom. Shit. Now, hold up, cats. Hold up. Now, on that Mercedes-Benz Club Black, that was an extreme one that I was showing you guys. I was showing you the wrong chart. It's not on fragrance.net. You can get this sucker on Amazon. I apologize. And it's a little bit more pricier. My bad. My mistake, dude. It's actually $54.78, which isn't too freaking bad still. And it's still at a great freaking value. You know what I'm saying? Let me go and show you guys. I apologize about that. Share screen. Present. I got it for you guys right here, man. I apologize about that. It is $54.78. So this is the one I was showing you. This is the extreme, and this is the one that I'm talking about. So there you go. This is the one I mean. I'm going to drop it in the chat for you cats, and I will erase the other one. I was going to make that into a freaking snippet as well and put it on a short. Not so much anymore, man, because I screwed that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and freaking delete this comment. Yes, Nellyville, this is absolutely blind buy safe. So food for thought, monkeys. It is extremely affordable, and it's not that expensive. Hands down, it is probably the best freaking cheapy fragrance to get if you're trying to get something dark. So there you go, cats. There you freaking go. Now let's look at the chat. Let's see what the chat is saying. Now, Moonpill had asked me thoughts on when E-Hex may hit 0.06. Let me go back to that chart. Let's see where Hex is at. Let's see, son. Let's see. Or 6% of a penny. You mean 60% of a penny. I don't think we'll revisit that Moonpill. I don't think we'll revisit that low because we're already starting a new 20-day cycle. Let me show you what I mean. Share screen. E-Hex. Here we go. I don't think we'll come back here to about 60% of a penny, man, because the last stream I did and I talked about this, I mentioned the lowest we would possibly go would be here to about 75% of a penny. And we did visit that. And mind you, that was a big ass wick that we did. So I would say that right now would be a good time to get a little bit of EHEX, man, because it does seem it's starting a new 20-day cycle, and it does seem we are pumping to the upside. So we may not end up revisiting that 60% of a penny. Maybe in the future if something bearish happens, you know what I'm saying? But that's my thoughts on EHEX going back down to 60% of a penny in the immediate time frame. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Tex-Mex? Shout out to the hardest working freaking trucker in America, Tex-Mex, checking in from work, Boogie. ¿Qué pasó, amigo? ¿Qué dice? Nellyville, do I have time to check out a slice of pizza? I will revisit that if we got some time after the stream. Let's hit up the next token. We're going to do a little bit of ton token, and then we're going to hit up some dot, son. Let's see what the ton token entails, homie. Boom. Now, ton as of late has been a slow mover. And I did draw up this box. Let me turn the freaking EMA ribbon off. It is on the daily. I did draw up this box that would be a major area of support. I was hoping to catch ton here at about $1.92. It ended up coming down to the lowest point of about $2.01. But ton does seem like it's at a good range to get some more of this token. If it does come down here to about $2 flat, I'll possibly buy a little bit more ton. Areas ton does need to compromise is about the $2.44 level and the $2.53 level. And then we could really start running once we get up over here to about $2.58. Now, some people have been saying that ton's just been oscillating sideways, but let's look at the time frames that ton's been oscillating sideways versus the time ton has been freaking pumping, if anything. Now, we started oscillating sideways on this date here, which was on December 5th. Let's go ahead and grab that measuring tool here on December 5th, push it out to our current day, and that would put us at approximately 83 days that we came down and we've been oscillating sideways. But what I'm noticing is that we come down, oscillate sideways, we come down, we oscillate sideways. Now, let's look at the time frame it took from the recent low to the pump's high. It was approximately 101 days. So it may be that it's doing its corrective measures. Of course, we do have these areas of support within this box. And I think if we hold this box, we will be fine. Now, if we break below this box and we come down here to about $1.85, then I would be a little bit more concerned as to the last area of resistance we do have is down here to about $1.51. Now, if ton token does come up to the upside, the highest point we have been is at about $3.57. So I'm getting a little bit of phantom vibes from this token, if anything. For you cats that don't remember, phantom did go up to about $3, give or take. And that is approximately the area that ton does need to go to. But I think phantom went up to what, 327, and ton has about here at about 354. Know what I'm saying, cats? So that is the deets on ton. Let's move on to some dot. Let's see what dot entails. Vamos a ver qué dice dot. Boom. Now, dot, believe it or not, it does seem like it's following its Elliott wave, if anything. The Elliott wave I ended up drawing up for the sucker. I haven't really moved it much. But dot is currently at about $7.74. Now, it is deviating a little bit from the Elliott wave that I did draw up, but we could see dot grind back up over here to about $10. That would be its immediate area of resistance. First area that we would have to compromise would be about 92 cents. So if we grab this measuring tool, not the measuring tool, but this freaking trend line, and put it on the freaking shoulders of these candles over here, and we push it sideways, that would be the first area ballpark we need to compromise. And it does seem it is following the trend, the Elliott wave a little bit, but it did deviate slightly. Let's see what that entails. Some people can even argue that that looks a little bit like a bull flag. So it will look a little bit like this, I'm going to draw for you cats. Boom. And then we end up rallying to the upside. Hopefully it does. I think DOT's going to do very well. I think it is a top layer 0 we do have currently today. Another thing I did notice about DOT, which Charlie's very bullish on, is that it is on. Who's the one that owns it? I keep forgetting his name. It's not Charles Hoskinson. He's the one that runs Cardano, man. I forgot his name, but he's always associated to the people that end up freaking going to Davos, bro. Gavin Wood. There you go. It came to my head. Now, one thing I did notice about DOT, I tried following 20-day cycles on this sucker, and I guess you could say, yeah, it ended up freaking getting into a little bit of a dip here on about February the 5th, and that was the end of its freaking 14-day cycle. So if we grab a new tool and we push it from there forward, we ended up getting another dip here at about February 21st. And it does seem like we are starting a new cycle, if anything. So if I grab this measuring tool from where this is at now, and I push it all the way up to about day 14, we could end up having a new cycle or a new higher low at about March 6th. If I pull it up all the way to about day 21, that would be March 13th. But I did notice that we are coming very closer to this high we do need to beat in the immediate time frame. So if I grab this freaking arrow here, I put it right there. Once we beat this area, I think we'll completely come up over here to this area about 925. And the 20-day cycles will probably continue, and they'll rough us up into about 1048, give or take. You know what I'm saying? So food for thought, monkeys. Food for freaking thought. Now, Nellyville did ask us about a little bit of pizza, and I was looking at this token earlier. Now, I did mention that pizza is a meme coin. You should be very careful with it. Never put in all your amount into these freaking meme coins, because they will end up wrecking your ass, bro. So let's go over there. Let's see what pizza entails. I think pizza is dipping pretty hard right now. Let's see if I could find it. On this that pizza. There it is. Boom. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now, guys, if you guys get this token, understand, man, none of this is financial advice, bro. These are only scratchers, homie. That's all they are. They're only freaking scratchers. This is the current value of pizza right now. It's at $187, bro. And I got this airdropped for free. There's only, I think, about 540 some freaking coins in circulation. There used to be 999, but all the people that could have gotten a slice of pizza didn't claim them. So they ended up burning half of the supply, or a little bit under half of the supply. Now, one thing I am noticing about pizza, this is on the 4-hour chart. There's not enough data to have it on the daily. So if I put this sucker on the daily, this is what it looks like. Not too much data for it. You know what I'm saying? And I did end up drawing this Fibonacci wave for it. So let's go back to the 4-hour chart. And you can see that one of the lower portions of the Fibonacci is here at about 0.236. We did break below it, but now we're above it. Now, if it starts rallying to the upside, first area needs to compromise would be here at about $467. The highest this token ever got to after its initial launch was approximately $662. Of course. Now, last time I was live, I did mention that if you do get this token, I would use the rule of 3. And let me explain that to you people that weren't here for my last stream when I did talk about it. The rule of 3, the way it works, is you mostly use this on NFTs. Now, since these tokens are a little bit more expensive, you can apply the same method as if you were to buy 3 NFTs. So you buy a total of 3 NFT or 3 of these tokens. This is not financial advice, by the way, and I'm not telling you guys to do that. I mean, because if you buy 3 of these, that would cost us shit. I already closed it, man. I already closed the freaking chart. But regardless, if you close to about $600, I think, if you buy 3 of these, you know what I'm saying? Or about 570 or 580 bucks. So what you want to do with these 3, as soon as you make your amount back, with one of them. So if you bought all three for $583, as soon as one of them gets to 583, you sell that one and you take your profits back. Now, the second one that you have, you can immediately sell it and you take home an additional 583, or you can wait for it to rally a little bit. If it rallies a little bit, you take some profits on it. You know what I'm saying? And you get rid of that one. So now you only have one pizza token left or one NFT left. You know what I'm saying? That token you hold on to for a moonshot. And of course, this is not financial advice, cats, and this is solely, I repeat, solely a freaking scratcher bet. Do not ape in all your money into this shit, because I promise you, son, you will get wrecked. None of this is financial advice, monkeys. None of it. So food for freaking thought. Now, for you cats that want to get the contract address on pizza, let me see if I can pull it up for you guys, because you're going to need it. And I think you can get it on PHUX. I think you can. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. Free slice of pizza. Value of pizza right now is at about 187. Copy. I'm going to drop it for you guys here. Boom. Paste. And you can get the contract address on this portion of the screen. If you come over here, you can see that pizza's right here. It's the second one from all three addresses, and this is where you would get it. So food for thought, monkeys. This is the place you could get that contract address. You know what I'm saying? So food for freaking thought, man. Food for thought. I hope you monkeys enjoyed the stream, but I gotta tell you this before you go. Again, I'm being redundant. I did 5 videos last week within a freaking 7-day time span. I only got 2 subscribers. So that means YouTube is throttling my channel. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel and share it with your homies and share my video on Twitter, cats. Again, now let me get you guys a little bit of information as to where you can find me at, especially on Instagram. Let me get you guys my link tree. You know what I'm saying? I dropped this sucker in the chat for you monkeys. And here you go. Or you guys can look below this video. Right below this video, it's got all the hashtags to all the tokens we did do today, the fragrances and things of that nature. And it's also got all my links for Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, monkeys. It motivates me to come back. You know what I'm saying? I will catch you guys on the flip side.